Doug grew up in a baseball family. All of his brothers played baseball. So when Doug had his own children, we have two boys, Austin and Landon, he was so excited to be able to be a part of their baseball experience. He loved it. He coached.
He'd just take me to my practices all the time, and he always volunteered to help.
Waking us up, doing push-ups, eating protein shakes, and like we got in the Word. I remember just like always doing a Proverbs with them, and like, you know, now it's like, man, he was the man. At that time, I was like, Dad, it's so early in the morning, but he was like so super disciplined, like a goal setter though. Like, we're gonna do this, and like love driving us to school, and like
Affirmations.
Yeah, give us affirmation all the time, and just like wanted to be with us.
In 2003, Doug had the opportunity to go to Cuba through a missions ministry trip through Three Crosses Church. Their whole goal was to open home churches there.
He was just excited to go just to see what God had in store with that. And I think just with that act of obedience that maybe God put on his heart, there was a dream that was really kind of formed there.
When they arrived, the guys were playing ball in a field one day, and I don't know if it was an overthrow, if it was a home run, or what it was, but the ball landed in a schoolyard. And Doug ran out there to go get the ball. The children and the teacher came out into the courtyard, and they just looked at the ball in awe. And they were ready to give it back, and he just goes, "Oh no, you can go ahead and keep the ball." And they were like elated. They were so excited. We heard from one of the pastors that the children played stickball, and the balls were made of rubber bands. And then they just played with a stick, but they didn't have any athletic equipment, and he came home a different person. In 2005, Doug was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. We really had a serious fight on our hands. His faith was beyond compare. He just said, we're going to just move forward, and with God's grace, we were just going to take care of business, and we did.
You know, his actions didn't really skip a beat.
It was a goal of Doug's to go back to Cuba, bring 6 bags of athletic equipment, and start 6 baseball teams to start a baseball ministry. When Doug returned to Cuba, distributed the bags, and got so excited about the teams, about the people, and just said, I'm going to do better than this. We're going to start 600 teams.
We want to start, if we can, 6 teams in this area to see kids develop a skill, develop confidence, and come to know Christ. That's what we're trying to do. And I'm looking forward to someday that we'd have 600 teams in Cuba.
2010, where my dad, passed away, actually in this kind of room here. And we all surrounded him, and we're just kind of like, hey, like, we're here.
Frustration with God on his deathbed, really, just like, I'm frustrated that you are not going to use me, but like God's plan through that was like, no, like you just wait, like I'm using you.
Doug wasn't able to return to Cuba due to his illness, and to see what wonderful things have happened in Cuba, and God has just blessed that ministry in so many ways, and it still warms my heart to know that what Doug's vision was and his goals, and to have this ministry just explode in Cuba.
Somebody else's deliverance is on the other side of your obedience. And I think that was something that just the small actions of my dad just powering through, and there's thousands of people's lives are changed.